3 signs that you are having a spiritual awakening or that you are going through a spiritual awakening. That's what you're going to find out in this video. And make sure you stay to the end because the third one is the most important and the most powerful and in my personal opinion, my favorite. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post, and make sure you comment down below. I've subscribed so I can personally reply to you, each and every one of you. A spiritual awakening in itself isn't necessarily what everyone thinks it is. This is what I want to clear up. A spiritual awakening isn't sort of like a sudden burst of energy where everything's sunshine and rainbows and everything's amazing, because a spiritual awakening is, quite frankly, quite painful sometimes. And there was a meme that I saw once. It was like, what a spiritual awakening really is as a kid with a welly boot on his head. And when you zoom out, you realize that the kid is actually holding the welly boot on his head. And that's what a spiritual awakening really is. The realization that you are in control of who you are, what you do, and who you will become. So I want you to remember that. Make that stick in your mind. A spiritual awakening is realizing that you are the only person getting in your own way. No one is actually getting in your own way. Yes, there's things that people have been through, and a lot of people that go into the spiritual sort of community have been through a lot of stuff, a lot of trauma, myself included, hence why I went into it. The realization was that, yes, all this bad thing has happened. These bad things have happened in my life a lot of times, but I'm in control of my actions, my thoughts, my feelings, and where I go from this day forward. And one of my favorite quotes was, it's not a quote, it's more of like a sort of a little saying. And it was from Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. You can't change how fast you ran in the last mile of the race. But what you can change is how fast you run from this mile onwards. You can contemplate what's happened in the last race. You can think about it and think, oh, I should have just run that a little bit faster. If I would have just done 1 more second faster, then I would have been further ahead. But that contemplating isn't going to get you anywhere. It's not. So what do we need to do? We need to choose how we run from this mile on. And now this is down to you. So sign number 1 is actually the fact that you're watching this video, that you found this video, or that you've searched up this video. The reason you think you're having a spiritual awakening is most likely because you are having a spiritual awakening. As I said, it doesn't have to be flash of energy and everything's beautiful and perfect, because it's not how it works. It's coming to realize that a lot of the stuff you've been told is a lie. So initially that hurts, because it's like, I've always been told the sky is green, but I'm finding out today that the sky is blue. That's painful. That is painful. What you've been told a lot in the past, the fact that you don't deserve enough money, we're gonna have to change those beliefs. The fact that you feel undeserving and unworthy, we're going to have to change those beliefs. And that's why I do what I do, because I help you rewire your mind and unprogram those past pains, those past traumas, those past fears, anxieties, all those kind of worries, and help you create the person that you want to become. And if you want to do that, head over to my website, www.maxhindle.com, or send me a message on Instagram. So watching these videos, when you listen to other people, like there's other YouTubers, Aaron Doughty, Master Sri Akashana, all those type of people, or you listen to other people like philosophers like Alan Watts or Jim Carrey, all these type of people, you start to resonate with their concepts of spiritual teachings, realizing that we are spiritual beings, have a human experience, realizing that our consciousness this is just not it. And I will move on to explaining that in a bit further detail, so make sure you keep staying to the end. And you also tend to resonate with people who have been through a lot of stuff. You start to realize, you've been through a lot of trauma as well. I understand your pain. I understand how strong you are as a person. Maybe as strong as Zeus. Sign number 2 that you are going through a spiritual awakening and you don't quite know yet. Sign number 2 is the fact that you are more aware of how people and how things make you feel. Realizing that you may have been a people pleaser in your past. And just the awareness of realizing that you were a people pleaser is a huge step to realizing that you're not going to be a people pleaser one day. Not to say that you're not going to help people, because I aim to help people. That is literally my goal of why I make these videos. My goal is to impact as many people as possible so that you can get the information that I always wanted. That's why I make these videos. But that doesn't mean I sell myself short. I know my value, I know my worth. And I know that the work I'm putting in today is going to serve me in the future. I know that for a fact. But those things that you used to do, and I'll give a great example of myself. I used to take drugs 5, 6, 7 times a week sometimes. It was either that or alcohol. There was always one day, it was always every day I was not sober, basically. Not usually with work. It was always after work. For me, that was the way I did it. And it just sort of drowned out my evenings. At work, I was focused on work. At home, I was focused on being high. And I began to realize that this stuff was really tearing me down. Now, I had a massive, literal punch in the face from the universe, giving me some signs that you need to change or you're going to kill yourself kind of thing. And this was when I was very high on drugs and my dad attacked my mum, and also the time I went home and I was very high on drugs again, and I couldn't sleep, and it was like 12 in the afternoon, and my mum came into my room, and she was trying to wake me up to go out, and I was like, I'm just too tired, but I was literally sitting there like shaking, going through it all. And what I wanted to really outline is that a lot of the time, it doesn't have to be this way, but a lot of the time we go through a massive, like, sort of rock bottom before we reach our mountaintop. And a great quote is, rock bottom will teach you something mountaintops never will. And that's why I really love that quote, because it really taught me that I need to change. There's something I need to do different. If I do the same thing over and over again, I expect a different result. As Albert Einstein said, that is the definition of insanity. And I don't want to be insane. Maybe I am, I don't know. Maybe you watch my videos and you think he is insane. But if you want to understand my story a bit more, click this video up here, or up there I think, so that you can understand it, because it goes into a lot more depth, really explaining what I went through. And it may be able to resonate with you, and it may be able to really help you to realize that where you are right now is perfectly okay. Where you're going is amazing. I promise you that. Because I just stopped. I stopped drinking as much. I stopped partying because I just didn't enjoy it. My senses just came to me. It was like, why am I doing this? It's not even fun. I don't enjoy going out. Now, some people do, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. For me, it's the wrong thing to do. For them, if they enjoy it and they actually get something from it, then that's okay. But for me, it didn't make any sense. It really is like having 15 grand to buy a car and saying, I really want a white Mercedes. And then someone offering you for 15 grand a really beaten up old Ford and being like, oh yeah, I'll get that. Why? You don't even want it. You literally don't even, you want the white Mercedes. It's 15K. You can literally have the white Mercedes for the exact amount of money that you have, but you're going to buy the other car because someone's offering it to you. What's the point? When you want something, go out and get it. If you want to change it, that is okay. Will people laugh at you? Yes, they maybe will. They did at me. And that's okay. Things will happen. And if you want to stop caring about what other people think, click this video as well. That will really help you. I really think that will. It really helped me realizing who I was as a person. And then even coming down to the people you spend time with, because who you spend time with is who you become. And I don't spend time with many people because there's not many people that do what I do where I live, and that's okay. That's why I use social media to connect with these type of people, because I want to be able to connect with people who are interested in things that I'm interested in. And sometimes that takes working on yourself. And one of the greatest things I ever heard from Dr. Joe Dispenza was, if you want a relationship, become the person that you want to be going out with, and then you will eventually find them. Because if you want to be with someone who is vegan and works out all the time, but you eat meat and you work out and you don't work out ever, how logically is that going to happen? If you become it, you have like a 99% more chance of even getting in the vicinity of those people, because you're going to a place where they are currently going. If you don't work out, you're not going to bump into them. Now, the law of attraction is a very, I feel like there's a lot of misconstrued information out there. They're saying that, oh, if I just think it, it will come. And it's like, yes, but there's a lot more deeper into that. So click this video up here, and I'm giving you quite a few videos in this, but click this video up here, and make sure you stay to the end of this one, but click these ones and save them, and do definitely watch them because they will really help you. Realizing who makes you feel a certain way and what makes you feel a certain way, and you start to begin to think of, why am I doing this? What's the point? I don't actually enjoy it. When you start to feel that way, it's a sign you're going through a spiritual awakening, my friend. And the third, final, and most important sign possible is to realize that there is higher intelligence, higher forces above us. I'm not saying that we are lower or we're beneath anyone, but there's something that is making our heart beat. There is something that is allowing us to live through our senses. There is something that is bigger than us. Now, this is unique to the individual. You are right for whatever you believe. So for me, I believe in the universe. That's my way of approaching it. That's what I speak to when I'm speaking to universal energy. That's the way that I do it. Whether it's God, Allah, Buddha, Ganesh, infinite intelligence, whatever it is, if it works for you, you are right. Now, one thing I do not like about certain things is when people tell me that or when people says to anyone, not just me, that you're wrong for what you believe, because no, you're not. As long as you're not tearing other people down for what they believe, there's no issue. But if you are tearing them down for what they believe because you think you're right, that's wrong, because at the end of the day, I'm right for me, you're right for you. Just like my hairstyle is for me, your hairstyle is for you. If I have blonde hair, if I have dark hair and you have blonde hair, I can't tell you you're wrong for having blonde hair. It was something you were born with. It's something, and even if I say that you're wrong for being an introvert or wrong for being an extrovert, that's wrong in itself, because there's no right or wrong. There just is. It just is. You are an introvert, you are an extrovert. that's okay. It doesn't matter. But that really is the most important one, realizing that there's something bigger than us, and you start to connect when you do your meditations. And this is where I dived into meditation. I personally use a lot more self-hypnosis, but when I dived into meditation, you start to realize that you can have these conversations with universal intelligence, with God, with whatever it is that you believe that can help you along your journey, because what you're going through may be unique. You've never found anyone. I guarantee there is someone who's been through something you're going through right now. It may feel unique right now because there's no one around you who's been through that. Maybe there is. Maybe they just haven't said anything like you. Maybe you haven't said anything. I know I didn't say anything for a very long time. So this is why I started to do social media, because I wanted to connect with people, and I've connected with amazing people across the world, literally all across the world, from Spain to America to Australia to literally everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And that's what I love about it. Maybe Mars one day, I don't know, Elon, get social media up on Mars. But in all seriousness, it's realizing that something bigger than us, and it's connecting us. It's that universal energy. So there's 3 signs that you may be going through a spiritual awakening right now, and I'd be curious to know which ones have you experienced, which ones are you going through, and which ones are you most looking forward to. And it's not necessarily going to be easy. Having that being said, have an amazing day. Keep spreading love, keep spreading kindness, and so much positivity. Yeah.